Connect to breath. Verticality of the done fine. It's up and downness. You can do this by way of core, sensing the space, the internal space of the body. We'll start with a 10 count in and a 10 count out. It can be longer. Start there, just a guess. Notice if that count, 10 in, 10 out, is change in your breathing from a moment ago. Just make one more shift. 12 in, 12 out. I learn if this slightly numerically changed breath feels different than a moment ago. We're going to move into a side bend by way of lounging move. I'm going to post up on the right hand and the right hip, drawing a line straight out to the right ankle. We can stack our feet for now. Another possibility, just to put the top foot, which is the left foot, like a little kickstand in front. Either way works. Flex the right foot, heel prominently moving furthest from the hip than the toes. Getting those lengthy, expanded breaths, Ujjayi breaths. Breath through the abdomen, ribs, even up to the armpit and the chest. We'll release. Bring back to a seated position. Left leg straight, right knee bent. So now we'll take that side bend over the left leg. Inhaling, open up the wrist, palm. And same side stretch, right side. Exhaling the right arm over the head, over the leg. With the left hand on the ground. Pull. Pull that left shoulder blade down the ribs. Pull that left elbow toward the hip. Pull, lengthening the left side of the ribs toward the toes. And release. Press up. We'll switch over. Lounge, lizard, left side. Boosting on the left hand, left hip. The outside of the left ankle. And we'll prop up, seated. With the right leg straighten, left knee bent. Inhaling the right hand down, left arm up. And exhaling. Same side, left side, side bend. Pull. Pulling that right elbow toward the right hip. Pulling the right shoulder blade down the ribs. Pulling the right shoulder away from the neck. Pulling the right ribs toward the right foot. And release. Inhale, we'll come up. I'll separate the legs into straddle. Do some rounds of Uddiyana. Straddle doesn't have to be overly stretchy. When you're ready to exhale, set the hands forward. And swift, thorough exhale just out the mouth so it's quick. I'll use your hands to prevent the caving in of the body in an exhaled torso. Post up, stay tall, pull and draw the low belly in. A pull with both hands. There's a subtle lengthening through the entire core. And release when you need a breath. We'll do another. So following the cadence of your breath, timing is to exhale, bring the hands forward, swift, thorough exhalation. Use the hands to stay posted so you don't, again, crumple in and collapse your abdomen and your solar plexus. Draw the belly in and back and up. Release. Right, help the legs together. If you need a block nearby, we'll set up for bridge. Go round there. So with the feet about hip width. Following your breath cadence. Exhale the tailbone, the buttock. Lifting them away from the ground. So for this bridge, we can go a little bit lower. We can use the 6-inch height of the block, that's fine. You can go taller. Stretch the arms overhead, which is on the ground over the head. Following the cadence of your breath, when comes time to exhale, exhale mild, moderately. Stay empty. Now draw the belly in and back. You're going to get a little help on the up. Plant the feet. Reach the thigh bones away from your collarbones. Lift the ribs toward your face as you're pulling the belly in and back and up. Relax the belly when you need to breathe. This technique is greatly assisted when we can hold the breath out. Try to give it some time. Not saying to force it, but be patient to sort through some of the initial feelings to get to maybe a deeper place in the anatomy and the technique. Do another, your cadence. Remember that it's a breath hold, holding the breath out, and as we're holding the breath out, we're initiating movements in the diaphragm gut area. Not just holding the breath out, and we're not just pulling the belly in. We have to doing them both. Stretch the arms over your head and reach the thighs away from your face. creating all sorts of external stretch as you're creating internal movement and stretch. You relax the belly, resume Ujjayi breath. Check, feel, open, sense. Make a concerted effort to breathe in a larger than usual way. Not forceful, large. So the size of the breath is something we can measure with gentle breath, forceful breath. Measuring the dimension, the size, the range. Third one, last, Uddiyana. Following your cadence, inhale a little bit deeper than usual. Breath exits a little faster than usual. Entirely empty, pull the belly in and back and up. Stretch the arms over your head, stretch the thigh bones away from your head. Keep pulling and lifting. Flare and lift the ribs toward your face. Creating a little extra, a lot extra stretch. Some extra. Let yourself settle into the pull and the tug. Don't just give up at the first sign of a sensation. Stay with. Softening internally, pulling in a little bit more. Tissues need time. Water can only move so rapidly across cell membranes. Between tissue planes and collagen. Because we have to move at the speed of water. We have to move at the speed of semi-permeable membranes. And resume your breath, taking a little bit larger, meaning volume, meaning size, like you're calibrating, sensing any change in freedom or ease or tension or pull or openness. Now, with your buttock muscles, shift the tailbone way up toward the sky. You're going to take that block that's under your sacrum and turn it the taller way, the tallest way. Slide that under your sacrum. You don't need a block, don't use one, but we're taking the bridge higher. 3 of these deeper than usual breaths. Again, calibrating sense of width, depth, length, ease. Straight. The way that we're breathing is massaging, altering even our very own structure. Let your breath be a part of that formative process. Breath is part of our expressivity, but it also reflects things as they are. Both. Inhale, draw the right knee toward your chest. Exhale, raise the right leg, press down through the left. Especially if you're using a block to pour off some of your body weight, still press into the left foot. Still activate, still press. Feel the pressure in the foot, feel the the space in the foot, feel the shin bone. Feel that distribution of force or weight, pressure. All of these signals, pressure changes, force distribution. Body takes these signals and converts them into messages. Using your quads to help you open up the back of the right leg. Set the right foot down. We'll trade sides. Take 4, 5, maybe 6 breaths with the left leg up. Inhaling into the upper reaches of chest, upper lobes of lung. Breath is searching, expanding, part of moving the body, opening, exploring the vastness or the containedness. Set that left foot down to the ground, both feet planted. Press off any block that you've been using, move it off to the side, and we'll lower down, spine to ground. Turn to a side, we'll move to hands and knees. We're setting up turbo dog. When you set your hands down, shoulder width approximately, look at the top of your hand and your forearm. Okay, so you can see a little bit. If your middle finger is pointed out to the side, look at your outer wrist. You see a compression there. Turn. Uncompress the outer wrist. Change the position of the hand so that your outer wrist is not squeezed down or smushed in. We do this to try to get some kind of a chest move, generally, why we do it. But the angles aren't, right? What do we want to work with? Do we want to work with the shoulder? Do we want to work with the chest? We need these, uncompress that outer wrist. You can look at the middle finger pointing forward. Oh yes, this is a little bit more challenging hand position. You create that chest movement, but that's okay. We need 2 halves of our shoulder, not just 1 half of our shoulder. So push the earth. Exhale the knees off the ground. And just spot your elbows in space. You don't have to pick your head up, just move your eyes, see the elbows. If they're more than 4 inches off the ground, bring them a little closer to the ground. Not on the ground, but just near the ground. It can be 1, 2, 3 inches. I'll even go for 3.5 inches. Yes, it's a strong move. No, it's not generally an easy move. But now use the whole of your hand, not just the outer part of your hand. Use the thumb part of the hand, a very strong part for the shoulder. Thumb part of your palm. Press, gather, turn, kind of mush that mat a bit. Get into that inner part of the hand and reach out through the little finger. We're not just jamming up the outer wrist. Now, if you've got that pressure in the inner part of your hand, the thumb side, the index side of your palm, you'll be able to feel and get the chest muscles to turn on. I'm sure of it. With the hands fully tacky gripped to your mat, turn as if the bicep faces forward. This is going to take a pretty big move from the shoulder blades, all those shoulder blade muscles. You can do it from the knees, so if you start to gas out a little bit, work it from the knees. Don't take all the weight off the hands, but it'll lessen the pressure on the hands and arms. And then turn the biceps. Feel what it takes to move the biceps face forward. And then you can always curl the toes under and add a little more pressure, add a little more force. Test the shoulders. Let them move. Softly set the knees down. Take a rest. I'm going to do this one other way. Debating right now whether to use the strap or not. Go for it. If you use the strap, it's just going to take a little extra setup. People, what do I do with my hands? I'm going to use a block. You could use a roll. I'm going to pretend. I'm just going to create a little pocket right here. I can do this in profile too, so nothing too tricky. So hopefully I've chosen a nice space where my sternum cannot get closer to the wall. And the strap will prevent the flaring of the elbows, which is usually the thing that happens in turbo dog and downward dog. And then we'll walk our hands up. You can set that up as I'll show you in profile. Putting a block, a roll, just something soft on the sternum. Don't smash soft tissues. The thing to set up, point of the setup is to help us create some delineation between the sternum moving away from whatever surface is different, not the same as rounding the upper spine. A lot of times when we start to get that wrap of the shoulders, folks will bend the upper back to get the shoulders to do something. And I just want to clear that up. It's about the shoulders moving around the ribs. So, and when you're standing, check, are you leaning your chest into the prop, or are your feet directly under your chest? We want the latter option. We want to be standing on our own feet. Strap is around the elbows. We can put the palms on the wall. Inhale into this configuration, getting a couple healing breaths for the chest surface, sternum, for the upper back surfaces, shapes, And with your fingertips, just walk the hands up, maybe an inch or two, and then pause. Just an inch, then pause. Take a couple feeling breaths and feel for broadening the shoulders apart, specifically the top border of the shoulder blade. So the strap is here for you to get that move. You want to pull out against your strap loop, that may help. And then we might try another half inch. There's really no accomplishment to going higher and higher with the arms. It's about finding the spot in your anatomy, in your current anatomy's condition, where something becomes evident in its workability. Oh, this is a good place to work. So higher does not necessarily mean better or harder or anything. We'll spend just a few more moments. You know how to proceed, meaning to navigate around, find interesting spots. If you find yourself getting really wiggly, like you just try to wiggle and wiggle and wiggle and wiggle and get something to, it's probably a good sign to pause your action and instead breathe. As we get very fussy and fidgety with the shoulder blades or shoulder blade, the neck, and we fidget and fuss and fidget, good time to just stop, halt fidgeting, simply breathe as a form of feel what is. The fidget and the wiggle, and I gotta get something and make it feel better, get it different, make it more symmetric or whatever it is. Usually coming from a fix-it mind, we're imposing our will, we're imposing our idea on our body. Pretty big advocate for getting the information cleanly and clearly from the body. Take a few more breath moments with this. Release out of that distraction. Move back to our mats, standing at the top. Used to have a colleague that would instruct certain people to line up their mat in the room and move it off kilter like 10 degrees, 15 degrees. And that was their yoga for the morning or the day, was to do yoga, seeing the whole time the mat skewed, not going along with the parallel parts of the wall, just to make it real roughly for them mentally. Still a good teacher. And inhale, reaching arms up. Exhale, full. Left foot, inhale, step the left foot back. Setting the knee down, lunge. Place hands down, exhale, step the right foot back. When you lower down, lower all the way down, belly to earth. Interlace hands behind back. We can keep the feet and the legs pretty well on the ground. Shift the tailbone down. Inhale, move the chest forward. Keep the legs down for this boat. Remain here as you're exhaling. Inhale into the abdomen, solar plexus, and into the chest. You skewed your mat, you can just revel in its asymmetric crookedness. Release. Inhale, hands under chest. And as you're pressing back, your back feels delicate. Remember, you can always press to your knees first. Turning, bicep face forward. Downward dog. Weight is in the whole hand. Check that you do have pressure, friction, the inner part of the hand. Lunge. Inhale the left foot forward. Hands to ground. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Hold. Inhale, stand. Reach arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, lifting arms up. Exhale, fold. When we inhale the right foot back, place the knee down, lounge, lunge. Prop the right palm down. Grab the left thigh. And reaching back to that right leg, squeeze, turn, drape. Inhale, backing weight up, most of the weight over the right knee. Twisting lunge, exhale, reach with the right arm, reach with the right side of your ribs. Hand makes fist, palm presses fist. Here, feel, check your breathing. Did all those uddiyanas. That softening, ringing action of the guts. It's soft. It's not, doesn't have to be a strenuous organ ring. Remember, organs are this really soft tissues, soft tissues. Inhaling, unwind, hands on ground. Pressure on the inner palm as well as the outer. Exhale, we'll step back. Lowering down. Cobra, inhale. Exhale, we set the hands for downward dog. Pressure through the whole hand as you press back. Inhale, step the right foot forward. Lounge lunge. Post up on the left palm. Here you can turn your hand any way you want. Right arm, hug thigh. Left leg, not passive, reach back. Right into the abdomen, the side, all around that that diaphragm, almost like you're scoping your organs with your breath. Twisting lunge. Inhaling, we'll unwind, backing out. Exhale the left elbow over the right thigh. Inhaling, unwind. Go hands under shoulders. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, shifting the tailbone down, reaching the legs back. Pull the abdomen and the chest forward. Lowering down, exhale, downward dog. Fun times, turbo dog. See that the hands face forward, so they're not turned out to the side. It just compresses the parts of the wrist. We don't need to do that. They're harder sometimes with the hands face forward, yeah. Oh well. Sometimes harder happens. And then place knees down. You're going to get a little bit of a kind of a hybrid move. Let me see if I can show you this. I'll be using a block. You could use a softer object, a blanket. Because I'm using a block, I'm going to put it more like my solar plexus, just because not everyone will like it at the sternum, or maybe some breast tissue there you don't want to mush into. I'm going to touch my solar plexus to the top of the block. I am not lying on the block. I hope that's a real obvious one. It's just a touch. And I'm reaching my right arm, walking it, I should say, forward, and creating that wrapping, or that, my right arm, it'll be this righty-tighty. Bicep face sky, reaching, walking, and we'll bring it back and we'll do the other side. We're working like half an archer, and the thing that we're working is not archer. It's the rotation of the arm without bowing the back, the spine, the solar plexus. I'm on my knees. I'm just creating a little touch of my solar plexus to the top of the block. This is going to be a fine angle for most of our spines. My low back is a little bit extended. It feels nice. I like it. Right hand, start to walk it forward to the edge of my mat perhaps, and just by using the friction of my hand on the ground, I start to turn the bicep up. So there's that rolling action. Now if you're looking at your hand, your thumb and index are starting to lift off the ground. So your task will be keep thumb and index down, create the rotation anyway. I'm not going to bleed off that torque, that rotation. Turning strongly the bicep face up, walking it out, walking it forward, I should say. And then at some point, pause the action and simply breathe. just kind of inject breath. Even if your brain says, oh, I can get it to do this, I can wiggle it around and make it feel, just pause the action, feel breath, feel what is. It may not feel perfect, great. It may not feel like there's a certainty or great. Then we'll walk the hand back and we'll trade sides. Kind of posting on my right hand and now walking the left hand in this overhead direction, walking the hand. Again, there's no intrinsic benefit to walking it further. You're looking for the working spot for your shoulder. And I'm not lying on the block, it's just touch holding. All right, release. Remove the block. We'll press back, downward dog. Feel if that downward dog happens with any differently for us. As you're pressing back into downward dog, you can imagine that little touch of the block, keeping the ribs where they are, and then the arm limbs, maybe they move distinctly around the ribs. So after warrior one, inhale your left foot forward. Scoop up a strap if you need it. We'll go left elbow up, right elbow down. So, following some patterns here. Move that we just did to help the bicep face behind our head with the strap. Same move. It's still that wrapping move. It's still that turbo dog move. It's getting the upper back to broaden, the plates of the shoulder blade. Drifting, being drawn broadly apart. The way the arm limb clears the head, doesn't put pressure on the ear or the neck. Deepening the stance. As you deepen into the stance, there's even more stretch, pull beneath the shoulder. Foot forward. Good. Release. And put a little padding under the right knee. Set the right knee down. With a big loop. Loop up that right foot. And grab the loop with the hand. Same principle, getting that turbo dog, that wrapping. Feeling really achy in the back or for whatever reason, you can just set the foot down and we can modify. You're not feeling the strap and the foot getting drawn in. We can modify. With both hands grabbing the strap or both hands set approximately over the head, Just feel that rotation. Not just that I'm squeezing elbow, not like a linear squeeze pull. All those bike breaks, you just squeeze things together. It's about broadening that upper back so that we can now get into the upper back and telescoping and extending or arching it back. Using the arms to get to the back tissue, using that back tissue access to get into the front of the chest, upper ribs. Release. Inhale, set the things down, hands under shoulders. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Yes, you can use cobra. Exhaling, downward dog. Archer, warrior one. Inhale, right foot forward. You're using a strap. Pick it up with the right hand. Lower it down to the left. Sometimes with these shoulder moves, sometimes there's just nothing like using some implements to roll, to press, to massage certain little shoulder groupings out before or as we're getting into these postures. So that's a kind of approach that you want to explore. I'm open to that. We can get into workshop level depth in a matter of hour, 90 minutes. It can be really, really fast. Make these little windows. Get in pretty deeply. A lot of stimulus, a lot of massage on the body. Release the archer. Set the left knee down. Padding is nice. Yeah. The loop is for the left foot. Wrap is for the hand. Yes, I'm arching through the back, but not too much. All that pulling the elbows and the arms forward. Engaging that front of body connectivity. We did a couple moves today where we used props to steady our ribs, our torso, so that we can fully reach, navigate our arms around the ribs. So calling those little helpful tools into this pose. And deeply breathing into the upper chest, upper back. Release. Set those things down, hands under chest. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale into upward dog. That breath spread through the upper chest, upper back, pulling with the hands. Exhale, downward dog. Set knees down, have a seat. Lying on back. We can do a little abdominal now. unwind the back. Letting the belly muscles, the front of the body, draw on the back of the body. We did it for the shoulders, we can do it for the back and the hips. Here we go. Inhale, we'll go head, shoulder blades up a smidge. Curl tailbone. Now exhale, reach up through the left leg. Draw the low belly down. Inhale, bend left knee. Curling tailbone. Exhale, the right leg, lift up. Ooh, low belly down. I want to put a little energy into that so you're actually stretching, moving, spreading the tissue. Inhale. Curling tailbone. Exhale, reaching up through the left leg. Go straight up. Lift the leg up. See if that creates a little more spread or movement through the back side of the body. Pull low belly down. Inhale, left knee. Bend. Curl tailbone. Exhale, right leg reach. Pull low belly down. All right, let's do two more aside. Head down, the feet down. If there's anything else you need to feel at ease, insert your relief move. Take Shavasana. A brief one. So one of the things that I'm super appreciative of having set up, created a long-standing ritual of, is starting a physical practice with qualities of mind, the qualities of breath. That means the quality of intention. That means the pranayama. That means checking in with my internal state, visions, tensions, hopes. Bringing that in and through the breath. And I'll tell you one reason why. Because even though we're doing a physical practice, there's a kind of a Hansel and Gretel Pavlovian training that's also occurring. So when we set up seated posture, simply breathe. Simply focus. And check in. And that's linked to more and more of our physicality and more of our cellular activities. We're setting up an expedited process for our future self. That in the future, when the time is calling for it, we need to make significant cellular physical changes. We will have done the thousands and thousands of reps whereby we simply check in on our internal state. We change our breathing, change our posture a bit. Sets in motion this thing that we've done reps and reps, reps. It might not take 60 minutes or 20 minutes or 90 minutes to find a more workable interior state. It might take seconds or milliseconds. This ecology of practices may not have been something I was aware of when I began yoga. Deeply appreciative how the ecology supports every facet within itself. All of these practices are put together in a way that help the other practice. Including Shavasana as a practice. When you're ready, bend knees, turn to a side, and we'll press up. Namaste.